Alrighty, guys, this is Statchat. We're here for our weekly AFL podcast. Next segment on the line, BT's Game of the Week. BT, we do this every week. We pick one game and one game only. So if you haven't got enough time to watch footy, you've got to sit down and watch this game. Where are we this week?
Heading back to Friday night this week. Sydney's got another Friday night game. They're back to their home ground, Sydney versus Richmond. This is going to be a cracker game. Sydney's
sucker for punishment, aren't you?
Sydney's they've started to drop off a little bit, and Richmond's definitely on the rise. So I think the winner of this could push for that fourth spot, even the third spot, because I think Fremantle's starting to drop off now. So this is a huge game. I reckon it's going to be an absolute cracker. I was gone over the stats, and normally I have some stats prepared, but there's actually nothing that stood out at all. It was very, very even across the whole.
So what you're telling me is you just
everything.
haven't really done your research, BT. That's what you're telling me.
I did all my research on it. I did all. It was Sydney average 96 points, where Richmond averaged 94. Richmond points against is 76. Sydney's points against is 78. Uncontested, there's 2 between it. Contested, I think there's only 1 between it.
I'm impressed. You're not looking at your notes. I'll pay it.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. I put in the effort for this podcast. I do it.
Very good.
It's going to be a good game.
I want to touch on Sydney here, Steve. They've lost 3 of their last 4, really in a bad patch of form, and I think the midfield is becoming a bit of a problem for them.
Yeah, they'll struggle against Richmond's midfield. I think Richmond have been good with Dusty coming back. I don't know if he's been playing in the middle too much or if he's sort of been playing up front, but yeah, the matchup there in that middle, they'll struggle against Richmond. I think. I mean, two of those 3 recent losses against Brisbane and Carlton are 2 of the top 3 at the moment. So you can maybe give us a bit of leeway there, but the Gold Coast one was bad. So this is going to be a big game for them to get back into the swing of things. But I know you haven't asked me for my pick yet, but I think Richmond win it. I think they're in that better form at the moment.
Tazza, I think one man that's been in really good form for the Tigers, Shai Bolton. Last month, he's kicked 2 goals every game and averaging 22 posies. He is in all-Australian form. You cannot deny that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's taken that team to where back to where I think they belong. They're a quality team. I mean, last year was an off year, and yeah, he's the star man. Obviously, with Dusty just coming back in, he's had to take a bit of that. He's been that more midfield forward split kind of guy, chipping in with the goals, and yeah, he's done an unreal job. And now with the support of Dusty coming back in, those 2 should really take it to Sydney.
If you compare Bolton and Dusty, you probably compare them to Parker and Heaney. Yeah, very similar matchups both ways. So, and on form, you would probably Heaney's dropped off a little bit over the last few weeks. I would say Bolton's probably taken his spot in the All-Australian at the moment on that half-forward flank. But the loss of Tom Lynch, it's going to be huge as well. This massive. Yeah. So that's.
I reckon it's pretty serious, don't they? I reckon it's about a month. I think
about a month. Yeah, I was reading today. So Jack Reed, obviously he's going to have to step up. I'm assuming Dusty's going to play a lot more forward this week. So, and because Bolter's out as well, so I don't know who they're going to bring in as another forward. Soldo played predominantly forward after Tom Lynch went down, but they can't just play him up forward. So I'm assuming they're going to bring in another forward.
Talking about Sydney's midfield as well, they're going to be missing, although he's not the important cog he used to be. Josh Kennedy is also out as well. So that's another loss for Sydney midfield that's not exactly...
Well, he hasn't been playing midfield at all. I don't think he's been half back.
Yeah. But he sometimes gets in there, I think, every now and then.
Yeah. He got, obviously, which is, obviously still a big loss because they experienced there. Even watching it, because I watched, obviously, that game Friday night, and he knows how to control the play. So when they're under pressure, he can just slow up the play. Just having the experience is going to be a big loss for them there.
One point to touch on before we do get to our tips, and this would be a positive sign for Sydney fans over the last month. Logan McDonald really starting to show why he was that highly picked key forward. I'd say last weekend was his best game at AFL footy. 3 goals, 10 marks, 14 posies. That's what Sydney fans are really looking to see for the heir apparent to Buddy Franklin. So a good sign that they can start to get that second key forward developing, give himself another option up forward to kick to. So that's promising, despite the fact that their form has not been very good over the last month. It'd be fair to say. All right, fellas, tips. BT, who do you like?
I've been going back and forth, and I think I'm going to go Sydney, and I don't know why. I don't have a reason, because I can see it going either way, but I'm just going to go Sydney, because if I ever unsure, I go with the home team.
Steve, you like the Tigers, you said?
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Tigers. I didn't realize Tom Lynch was out, but I'm still sticking with them. As good as he's been for them, he could have kicked a lot more. He can't seem to hit consistent goals or behind. So if you look at it that way, he may not be missed too much.
That's a big call. Tommy Lynch, he's been in very good form. Interesting, Steve. I like it. Very controversial.
I don't deny that he's been in good form, but I mean, he could have kicked way more. 4 behinds, and against the Eagles a few weeks ago, I don't know how many he kicked there, but he kicked a fair few behinds there as well. I think he kicked like 5 or 6 against them anyway, but he could have been in double digits. Like, he could be so much higher. He could be blowing the Coleman way further than, well, he's actually second now, but he could be miles ahead if he just kicked a little bit more straight.
There you go. Take it on board, Tommy. Have the month off. Regroup. Get your kicking right. Tazza, what about you? Who do you like?
I'm going to go with BT. I'm really unsure. For me, it's a 50-50, and I think Sydney, they've got enough being at home. I think they get it done.
Yeah, look, we're going to be split again. We were split a couple of weeks ago. I'm going the Tigers as well. So we're split down the middle. Me and Steve, I'm with you. I just like their form. They've won 4 in a row. It's kind of just getting me back to the premiership era for the Tigers, just the midfield dominance and the pressure that they're generating. I like it. Tigers for me. It's going to be an absolute cracker, though. We want to hear what you think in the comments below. If you're a fan of either team, let us know. Let us know how excited you are for Friday night footy, because it's good to have awesome games on Friday night, fellas. That's probably one of the big advantages, I think, of this floating fixture at the moment, is that we are getting some good fixtures in primetime games. So, yeah, great to have good footy on Friday night. Let us know in the comments your tips and who you think is going to win. Alrighty, we touched on this last week. We had a segment which we call the Budget Builders. Basically, we give you a selection of players. It's your job to spend $10 or less to make the best team that you possibly can. We put it out to everybody on YouTube, and we said, give us your teams. Let us know what you would do. And we put a Statchat t-shirt on the line. One of these bloody beautiful looking bits of merchandise, some of the best merchandise going around on YouTube. BT, was there a team in particular that we liked? Who did we end up deciding was the winner of the Statchat shirt?
Thanks for passing it over to me, but I'm going to pass it over to Stephen, because it was his team that he chose as well. So, well, pass it over to Stephen to do this one.
Expel Grizzly is the man. Great minds think alike, so he deserves it.
Yes, Expel Grizzly had Casbolt, Smoke and Joe, Castagna, Jordan DeGoey. Same team as our man Steve. He wins the Statchat merch for this week. Congratulations, mate. Get in touch with us on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you've got. We'll get in touch with you and we will get you some of this lovely merchandise. We appreciate you supporting the channel. We're going to do another one of these as well. So keep an eye on the channel. Keep an eye on our videos. We've been putting them out. We'll have a brand new set of players for you to select, maybe a defensive lineup. Maybe the best defensive lineup you can come up with for $10. So keep an eye out for that one. Okay, so just a little bit of a different segment from what we like to do here on the show, and it's just a little bit of a brag about AFL Fantasy. We've got on the pod a couple of coaches that are doing very big things in the world of AFL Fantasy. BT, you're going not too badly. You're in the mix for a hat. You're sitting, I think, at rank 589. You've had a pretty good year. But Tazza, I want to turn my attention to you. Top 50 in the competition, sitting squarely in the frame for a car. Your thoughts, mate? How you feel?
I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I was talking to BT earlier. I think I might have been in the fantasy chat, and every trade I do now feels like I'm defusing a bomb. I'm stressed. I'm nervous. I don't know if I'm going to get it right. If I get it wrong, it could all go bang. It could all I could destroy it. It's exciting, but yeah, I love where my team's at. I've got a team full. My bench is full of green dots. Well, apart from one, Hollands, but he may be in this week. So I'm not confident because fantasy can throw up a lot of curveballs, but I'm happy with my team.
Very good. It's impressive to see. I think you're 45th at the moment, right? You'd know. You'd be all over
46th. Yeah, there was this late score adjustment that bumped me down one, but as long as it's not the difference between 1 and 2, 45, 46, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, very good. Well, me and Steve, I think we're well and truly out of the mix. I'm sitting at about 8,000. I don't know where you're at, Steve, but
I've no idea. This is like my first AFL fantasy, so I have very, very little knowledge of even what to do. So I don't know. I've just been changing players when I can and doing what I can, but I'm just here for the fun, so I don't really care.
That's all right. Well, you can take some tips from Tazza because he's all over it. If you're playing AFL Fantasy, let us know in the comments how your team's going, who you're rage trading this week. Get behind Tazza because not only do we want to see him get a hat, but we also wouldn't mind a Statchat car as well because we're all sharing. That's right. It's a four-way agreement. That's how I see it, yeah?
Yeah, with the Statchat car. That's it.
We're all in this together.
It's our favourite segment. We love to cover it here on the show. Bold predictions. Each and every week we come up with some bold, if not silly, if not stupid predictions that we think are going to happen for the upcoming weekend. Steve, you're our man that runs this segment. You run a tight ship. You make sure that everybody's giving a suitably bold prediction. And we were terrible last week. We're terrible most weeks, but last week in particular, it was really poor across the board.
Yeah. I mean, we're not expected to get many, if any, of these right. So I'm not surprised, but that's the fun of it, isn't it? So we go bold. We don't expect to win it. And if you do pull one off, then you look bloody good. So
was there a prediction in particular you thought was the most disappointing?
I'm trying to jog my memory of what we had. I think your own
prediction.
I think you're on the money, BT. It was a ridiculous call. The Eagles by 40 plus.
I mean, it was pretty close. Yeah, no, that was pretty bad. I felt like I just needed to come out with a bang there, so I went way too big. So a little lesson there for myself, I suppose. You got to go bold, but you can't go too bold because that was just silly.
All right, we'll rein it in this week.
We'll dial it in. I'm keen to hear BT's first.
I've gone pretty basic this week. I've nothing too extravagant, but
you overthought it last week. You really overthought it last week.
Yeah, and I spent way too much time doing that shit. So this one took me 2 seconds. I looked at the fixtures and I was like, all right, I know where I'm going. I'm going Tom Hawkins and Jeremy Cameron to combine for 12 plus goals. Oh. But I've made it a little bit more juicy. Tom Hawkins will kick 10 plus.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
With the extra sauce, BT.
Yeah. Guaranteed.
Oh.
Guaranteed.
It's I have to say that's big and that's bold, and I have to say that because mine pretty much involved very similar things actually with the two of them. Both great goal kickers, so that I knew that I didn't pick Tommy Hawkins for at least 10. You've picked me there, but yeah, that's pretty mental. So and probably doable too, to be honest. Yeah, that's one that I think is probably doable.
Adelaide in Geelong. Yep. And Tom Hawkins has never kicked more than 7. Biggest hole was 7. So
huge call.
Oh, okay. No worries. No, that's a great call. Good stuff. Tazza.
All right. I'm going to go to the Bulldogs and Eagles. I'm feeling a midfielder feast here, but I'm a midfielder goal fest, whatever you want to call it. I reckon combine Bailey Smith, Josh Dunkley, and Bont, and we'll chuck Treloar in there. I think they're going to win by 80 plus. It's a given, whatever. But I think they're going to kick 10 goals between them.
10 goals. What did you say? Between four? Four of them?
Yeah.
He nearly said 12.
Yeah.
I nearly heard him say 12.
I was thinking, do I make it super juicy or I don't want to sell myself too high.
So that's a bit for a midfield there. Yeah.
You didn't include Bont, did you? Was there Bont?
He did.
Did I?
I'm not paying that if Bont's in there because Bont's been playing forward.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's kicking half a dozen probably, Bont. He loves playing against the Eagles.
No, leave Bont out there. I think Dunkley, Smith, Treloar. Yeah. Did I?
You had Bont.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? Do I have to make it 12?
Mm-hmm.
If you got Bont, you make it 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Bont's kicking the bag.
Yeah. Well, I think he's spending the most time forward. Him and Bailey Smith seem to be spending a bit of time. There's been a bit of chat with the Dogs. They actually pair up and they alternate. I think Bont and Basilenka and Treloar do it. I think Bont and Dunkley do it a bit. Two of them will always be there and they'll just switch and alternate between themselves. But I think they're going to say plenty of chances, 12 between them.
It's a guaranteed goal fest whenever someone plays the Eagles. So we could see this one as well, mate. I don't mind that. Joshy, end us off, mate. Come on. What have we got from you?
Okay. Well, I like going for grounds and records at grounds. And as we mentioned earlier, we're going to Darwin this week.
Go.
We're going to TIO Stadium. Glad to be up there. Glad to be playing footy up there. So we're going with a venue record, right? Most disposals ever recorded at TIO Stadium is by the volcano himself, Kane Corns. He had 41 touches at the ground when Port Adelaide played the Dogs back in 2008. I'm going with a disposals record for the Took Miller. He's having 42 plus disposals. His best ever is 39. So this is a double record. Took's best ever disposal count. Biggest disposal count ever at TIO Stadium. Come on, fellas. That's bold.
I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think about these ground bold predictions. Yeah, he does love it.
You just got to ham it up with the double record. Who doesn't love a double record?
I'm unsure. Like,
what do you mean you're unsure? It's a double record, Steve.
I'm with him.
Help me out, fellas. I'm stuck.
If it was against a different team,
games...
Hawthorn give up a lot of disposals as well. So, and I can't believe Took's never hit 40.
And can I just say, BT, I know you said that the Hawks give up a lot of disposals. I did my research. Most disposals they've given up this year, 37 Callum Mills. So come on. 42 posies for the Took.
See, I wouldn't. If I was in Steve's seat, I wouldn't. That's not bold enough for me.
Boys.
I mean, yeah. How many games do we play at TIO Stadium? Do we really have that much data to go off? We don't have that many games.
Yeah, that's good call as well.
Yeah, we got 20 odd games there.
That's not enough.
Yeah,
that's not enough.
41 posies, 42 posies for the Took. I'm not happy if you guys are knocking this back. This is egregious.
Oh, you're up and about as well.
Are you? I think it's unanimous. I think it's not quite there this week.
So what do you need? What do you need from me?
50.
No, come on, BT. His highest is 39. I'm giving him a 40 burger.
All right, give us a fantasy number then.
He hasn't been great in fantasy this year, but if he's getting 41, he's going 150 plus. I mean, that's a given. And can I just say, little dewy conditions up there.
Don't start with the conditions.
It is a bit hard.
Don't start this shit.
It is a bit hard to rack them up in Darwin. I'm just saying.
It's also pretty easy to get those little cheap handballs because he's right on the ball. That's why Tom Mitchell gets those bulk disposals. Doesn't do anything with him. So 42 isn't enough, mate.
Steve,
it's not enough.
What's the consensus? What do I need? Give it to me.
50 plus. I agree. 50 plus. If
the Took comes back and he gets 42 and you've locked me in a 50, I'm not going to hear the end of it. It'll be bloody ridiculous.
Oh, There's no wonder we don't ever get any of these right. That's just stupid. We're just stupid at this.
Give me the Took for 42 and give me the Suns by 5 goals. That's the least likely thing to happen here. I mean, come on.
I think that's possible. You got my vote.
A bit better. A bit better. Right. A bit better. Even though you've picked Hawthorn to win, didn't you?
No, I don't think we spoke about that, do we? I'm a Suns man. I'm a Suns man. I think the Suns are a good chance to play finals, so I'm there.
Okay. All right. Given that extra little bit, we'll allow it. Oh, mine was the same as yours. Well, not exactly the same as yours, but I had Jeremy Cameron and Tom Lynch combining for. Did you say 10 or 12?
I said 12 because 10 and 2.
Yeah, 12. 6 each. They share it. A bag each for the 2.
All right, I'm scrapping my 10 for Hawkins. Then me and Stephen on the exact same bold prediction.
Oh, geez, I can't believe it. A bit of a cop-out from you boys, and you're giving me stick. I'm not happy. And I want some help in the comments, by the way. If you're watching this video, I mean, come on. I mean, you've got to side with me here. This is just ridiculous. Let us know in the comments what you think of the bold calls. Let us know what your bold prediction is in the comments as well. We love the interaction with our fans on YouTube, so great to be hearing from you guys. Fellas, nice work this week. Good to get back in the swing of things. We're approaching the mid-season bye. We're not slowing down, though. We're going to be pumping out more content week after week, so stay tuned for all the latest from Statchat Sports. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.